What's going on, Soul Tribe? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and bringing another nugget to add to the Soul Tribe archive. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Mercury and Scorpio in the first house. So I was like, ooh, look at Mercury. Now with Mercury. Mercury is how we communicate. That's how Mercury is associated with our words, our speech, how we understand things, practical wisdom. And then we get into Scorpio, which is the fixed water element. They're ruled by Mars. So there is this intensity that comes with Scorpio. They're able to feel things on a very deep level, but that brings about this very powerful level of intuition, brings of powerful creativity with what they're able to feel. They're able to move that energy, that Mars stuff there too. So it's very, very powerful placement when we're talking about with Scorpio. And then you get into the first house, really one of the best house by traditional astrology. That's our horoscope. It's your life breath. It's your vitality. It's your body, your character, your temperament, the beginning of all actions. And in traditional astrology, this is where Mercury rejoices. So this is already a very strong place for Mercury to look in or to be in. I would look to see how Mars is doing. Is Mars in a favorable house? Is Mars able to witness this house by any sort of aspect? And you could look to Pluto as well. Pluto is the modern lord of Scorpio. I just like working with the traditional planets. But when we're talking about this combination here, this one gives me a very deep kind of penetrative mind here when we're talking about with Scorpio. This could be someone who really knows how to speak with really deep emotions, or at least has a very rich inner world. I would say there's probably a lot that's going on in the mix. So I would say to just make sure to find ways to express that, maybe dancing through the body. I'd say even some sort of like working out if you find yourself, especially feeling any sort of intense emotions, whether that be feeling a lot of anger, frustration, maybe even if you're feeling some sort of depression, whatever that is, finding some ways to move that. Maybe it's through whatever you find, whatever brings more love into your world, whether you have a passion for, I'm just looking at Ralph, maybe you like making stuffed animals, or maybe you happen to, maybe you're working with cars, maybe you write, maybe you sing. This could be a very artistic place for Mercury, but this could be a very, very, I could see a lot of money coming from this too, potentially, because Mercury would be associated, would be in charge of your third, because this, of course, is a Scorpio rising by whole sign, and you Mercury be involved or in charge of your 8th house and your 11th house. So this could be where maybe you find yourself working with the taxes of other people's, possibly. Maybe you work with inheritances. I'm just thinking about some occupations here, or even if something you want to do as a side hustle. Maybe you're really good with taxes. You find doing your friends taxes, and then they happen to tell your friends, and then you got a little side gig there. You can create a big hustle there. There could be something where maybe you're working with inheritances, possibly here, maybe with the 8th house being an aspect of death. Maybe you happen to be someone who, considering depending, of course, how Mercury's aspected, maybe there is this, maybe you, what am I trying to say? Maybe you work as like a grief counselor, possibly. This could be I could see being some sort of like psychologist going on with here. Because when you think about that fixed water, I think one imagery that I like thinking about is a power washer, and how it's amazing with water. I used to do some working with this painting company, and when you would power wash some stuff, water, when it's really concentrated and really focused, can take any muck and things that are soaked up in like the wood and things, and will clear it up and has it looking like it's brand new. But there's a delicacy when you're a precision that is needed with that, and that's what makes Scorpio so powerful. That Mars gives him that focus. It's so that's where, actually, Mom, I'm thinking about that. One with all that power. Just be mindful again of what you can attract, because where Mars is at, if Mars is in a tough shape, Mars is going to be affect both your first house and that sixth house, which is going to be your health, your enemies, illnesses. So be mindful of harboring any intense feelings towards others. I remember there's this book that I'm reading, the Game of Life and how to, well, I've already read it, The Game of Life and How to Play It, but I refer to it all the time. Oh, actually, I need to do my left-handed affirmations. But there's a quote in there that I like, an old saying that a person only uses their words to bless, to heal, or to prosper. So that's something I would be mindful of with a Scorpio, or with this Mercury in Scorpio, that I understand where things can happen where you may feel betrayed by someone, where we may feel any type of way about something. I'm not saying we're excusing other people's behavior, but harboring those intense feelings, letting them control you, there's a manipulation that can happen with Scorpio. And I would say, if you can find ways to let that stuff go, send those people love and light, so that you at the same, because what you put out there, you get back tenfold. And so you send them love and light, that's what you're going to get. But if you're sending hate, venom, that's what you're going to get back. So just, I would say, be very mindful of that. And that's not to be scared, it's just like, because we all have to be mindful of that. But with just considering how powerful your words travel, or how where your words are, that's something to be aware of. But at the same flip side, you can attract a lot of love, you can attract a lot of this stuff, you can attract a lot of healing things from this as well. So oh yeah, I could go on and on about this one, but I would love to hear if you have this placement, how you've been working with this, because of course the aspects and everything really kind of plays a major role in how this would be functioning here. But I would love to hear how this is working for you, and ultimately I would love to have a live and do some live stuff with this, and do some real-time questions. So leave your comments down in the description box below, and if you're wanting to, I have moon groups that I'm starting up, so if you're wanting to join those, there is a link down there for that as well, I think. So if not, go over, it's in my channel notes. But until next time, stay mindful out there, raise that vibration to the roof, seize the day and the night, and I will catch you on the next one. Later.